My name is Sid Khanna. I'm based in London, and I am an actor. I've been acting for a few years. Before that, I was into business. I had my own brand, which I built over 40 countries. I built distribution, and I sold that brand. And then I found my love for film, and I started pursuing acting. So the reason I decided to come to this workshop was I got the information, which is the promo that I received, and I learned there are tools and information that I'm going to receive, which is going to actually change my life. And I was finding that I was having a bit of a problem because I was doing well and then I wouldn't know what to do. And even though I had applied statistics and conditions, I knew that there was something wrong, because if I was applying them properly, everything would be properly being handled. Whereas when I got the information, I looked at it and I said, right, there is something that I'm lacking and I need to go and address that. And I'm sure I'm going to find it within this seminar. The problems I was trying to solve by coming to this workshop was to do with my career, to do with my life, to do with my spiritual enhancement, to do with relations. It's really, I looked at the fact that everything is in a certain condition and everything has a stat to it. And when I looked at my stats, I said, sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, and I don't know how to get them into power. So I wanted to address, in essence, my life, and across every area of my life, make sure that I can live the life that I've dreamt of, make sure that I can live the life that I want to create. And for that, there's a common denominator, which is your conditions. If you don't have your conditions, then you're not going to get what you want. So I said, I want to learn from the best. And if I learn from the best, I'll apply the best, and I should get the best results. The experience with the service and how the process was for me was just phenomenal. Firstly, the venue has been really nice. It's central London, very cozy. The people who are giving Yogi and Giuseppe who've been given the seminar, they're very friendly, lovely. They're very caring. They understand you. They listen to you. When you ask questions, they get answered, and they give you attention and time. The most important part was the information. Now, if you don't have this information, no matter, I can tell you one thing. If you've been applying conditions and if you've been applying statistics, let me tell you, you're not. Now, that's a bit arrogant of me, and I get it. I get that. But I can tell you, if you're not in power, then you're not applying your conditions. If you're not applying your conditions, then you haven't got the right data. And you also have to be able to evaluate the right data and be able to look at it the right way. And I can tell you that that is essentially the subproduct to actually applying your conditions. Now, this is where you get this information. This information is so vital. It's like, how do you even look at information when you receive it? Then how do you actually plot the information? Are you applying the right graphs? How do you look at a graph? Is an upward graph really an upward graph, or is it actually downward? I mean, these are questions that you will get answered, and if you're not going to answer them, you're going to be in a shit situation. So I'm being a bit brute about this, but I think it's so important because this is your survival. This is your life. This is who if you have a dream, you have to put the right tool in. And if you don't put the right tool in, you're not going to get the result you want. So if you really want that, you need to come here and get that. Number one is I removed misinformation. Now, if you think about it, your mind and your life, your decisions define your life, right? Now, if you make the right decisions, you lead a good life. If you make the wrong decisions, you lead a bad life or a wrong life, or whichever, non-survival. Now, that information is vital. So I was working off information which was not real, and it had false information in it. So I removed that, got rid of the chaff, if you want it, and the crap, and then I put in the real information, which is a workable technology, which means if you do X, you will get Y. So replacing all of that has given me a lot of clarity. What does clarity mean? It means I know what I'm thinking is correct. So I know when I apply my decision process to that thinking, I'm going to get the right results. It's not just, I'm feeling much better. It's not something just, abstract as that. This is life decisions I'm going to make about everything. And two, it's given me so much more motivation and confidence because I know, I'm going to actually now start applying this this data to my life, and I know I'm going to get that. I might make mistakes here and there because it's a learning process, but you have to start on the right foot. And it's like you cannot fly a plane and you cannot drive a car and you cannot bake a cake if you don't have the right tech. And this is just so vital. And I know I'm going to say this again. If you read the conditions and you read the stats and you're not in power, you haven't got the full data, because I don't know if it's in other volumes, but all the data is here to get you going. And then you can learn more, of course. The way it's changed is I was in a confusion because I have quite a lot going on, which is very positive. And some of them are going in different directions, but they're both towards very good directions. And there was conflicting information on, okay, do I choose this? Do I choose that? And then how do and then there were cycles of actions I was doing, which were on top of each other. So it's like, I'm doing a bit of this, bit of that in two areas, but they weren't aligned. They were not straight. They were not well thought out. They were just force. What this did was it gave me the intelligence to be able to then take those cycles of actions, take that motion, take that effort that I'm taking, and then start systematically directing it towards a result that I want. So it's rather than just dispersed action, I can now take all my attention units, all my thoughts, or my ideas, and put them into action with a proven structured formula that will get me to a certain direction. Now, what that does, it gave me power of decision back. You see, it goes, oh, I can decide now, and I can say, right, this is where I'm going. And there were subtle changes as well. Like when I was doing the conditions, I said, I never knew that even simple things of when I walk into a room, how do I treat people? That's in a certain condition. I said, if I change that, then that would change my attitude towards people. So there are gems that it's going to be a personal journey for everyone. And there are just gems that come out through the whole seminar, which start to change your viewpoint. And then, you start to resolve problems you have. The most valuable knowledge I got, I'd say number one is how to look at information and then be able to decide and make decisions from that, because everything is decisions. So you need to be able to look at that. And two, how to apply the right condition that you're in, or your business is in, or your family is in, or your relationship is in, and having the complete know-how of applying a condition. A condition is not just an admin cycle. A condition is a blueprint in the universe of how your universe works. And you need to be able to apply that properly with all the tools, all the information, everything well thought out and practiced so that you can go and expand your universe. That has been the biggest thing for me to go, I can evaluate data and I can now go and take this information and go and apply that into a condition and start expanding. And I can apply that universally to anything I want. Yes, absolutely. I'm an artist. So if you're an artist, actor, singer, painter, if you're a business owner or you work in a charity, having problems in a relationship, it doesn't matter because, as I said, the conditions apply to everything. And if you want to change and improve that area, you should come and do this and get the information, which is in tandem. You get to do exercises. You get to get feedback. It's back and forth. It's a very different experience. Yeah, for sure.